come out here and do heel work. I also want to talk about some recall stuff today. It's something that we're working on, we're getting a lot better at. I'm making a change with the collar today, going to the adjustable leader collar. We're going to get the exercise in and out of putting the lead on and off. I don't want a dog to take off when I take the lead off. So if your dog has the tendency to do that, you'll have to work in a more controlled environment. But I want her to get used to not ducking in and out. We've talked about that. I'm actually going to make a change. So this is what we're trying to avoid, is this little wrestling match. I'm actually going to change today to the adjustable leader. I think she's ready for it. Like, I can get pressure off more with it. Her heel work is getting pretty good. I'm going to show you that with the lead when I get it. The actual lead part is, the leash part is down at the shop. But this is going to give me this pressure on and off. We're going to work on that. But I also want to talk about some recall stuff. She's getting really good at it, actually. And she may jinx me today and show otherwise. But her recall has been something that's been ongoing, no different than place training, no different than heel work, no different than retrieving. All these little parts are moving simultaneously. So we've talked about recall. We've talked about some of our free walks that we do. We still are doing those, building boldness, all that stuff. But I incorporate recall into that. It's good in those situations, but it's also good like when I let the dog up to go to the bathroom and I need to get the dog back in. She's gotten a lot better at that. So I'm going to take her off the lead, but I'm not just going to take her off the lead and let her run wild. I'm going to take her off the lead and I'm going to put her back on the lead. I'm going to take her off the lead. So I'm reaching out here and letting her know, I got you still. You can't run off. And on and off. So I don't want her ducking the head. So after I do that 5, 6, 7 times, and I get this little dog to stay steady. Here, come here. Here, good. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. And now I'll let her get in this habit of moving off. So she's got the freedom. I've released you, kind of, but she's not sure about that yet. She's got this habit of, should I stick with you? Good. So let's let her work out. She's gonna go to the bathroom. That's perfect. But I'm just gonna take advantage of this. Because I don't have the leash, we'll go down to the shop. So I just flip-flopped. I was going to do heel work first and then recall after. Now I'm going to do your thing. Go out, go ahead, come on, let's go, good. Let her develop a little bit of boldness, let her develop that investigating on her own. Sometimes, Logan, what I'm doing with her is I'm walking through and then all of a sudden I'm stopping. And I don't need her to always be, I want her to be connected to me, but I don't need her to always be here. So it's a big difference between my retrievers. A lot of my retriever stuff I'm doing with the dog right here. So today we're really moving around. Logan's moving around, Ben's moving around. What was your name again? Jacob. Jacob is here today. Jacob is kind of shadowing these guys today. So there's a lot of distractions for little Máquina. So now Ben's on her. Good girl, that's a good dog. And she comes rearing in and I'm gonna say, you're a good girl. Now let's go. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go, good. So just getting into a different routine of, sometimes I go out, sometimes I come back. Occasionally Dad stops and just lets me do my thing. And when I stop, I don't need her to necessarily come back to me. I'd like her to check with me and see what is he going to do next. But I don't mind her investigating stuff. Now she's checking Logan out. She might have to go to the bathroom here. It looks like she might air out yet. But I'm going to get her in this habit of, I want to get her in this understanding of, sometimes I'm going to be asked to do some things on my own. I don't mind her wanting to move in a general direction or tendency. Now, this is like close, right? She's not out ranging 100 yards. I don't want her ranging 100 yards at this point. I want her to develop a little bit of confidence on her own, not necessarily next to me. But I just assume have it be close to start out with, because as she gets older, I'm quite certain her confidence and comfort level will go up, and she'll be more and more prone to explore. So let her investigate stuff. She has no idea what she's doing from a hunting perspective as far as my expectations. It's just, I'm letting her naturally develop. So you're going to hear a podcast that I recorded recently with Jerry Coulter, who is her breeder, and it's super valuable. We'll probably end up building it into a part of this series. So now she goes out and she's going to go to the bathroom. That's great. So I like her moving away from me to go to the bathroom. I don't mind that, because then when she gets done now, watch what I'll do. So it's just like if we let her outside. Let her outside, go out in the woods, do your thing. And then when you're done, come running in. Here. Good. Here. Come on. Here. Good. Thank you. Good job. All right, let's go. So let's head back this direction. Once the dog goes to the bathroom, things really open up too for her. Come on, good. I'll let her explore. Good, let's go. We just had a pheasant show up. It's one of the birds that we raised, I'm sure. And he was gone all winter, and it was a rooster, and he's back. He just started showing up the last couple days. So I've taken her out a couple times when he's in the backyard. She doesn't know what to even think of it. I don't know that she even recognizes that the bird is there. Now, the bird's gone by the time I get her there. He runs, he's real wily. Ben, you can move up. We're going to go this way. So I'm going to use this chance to pause and talk with you. Let Ben reposition. We're going to go through. We're just going to make a loop around. But this is a cadence that I would do with her even if the cameras weren't here. I'd move forward and stop. And then let her decide what to do next. So I like how she's in tune with me, but I also like how she pulls out and goes to explore now. There's a lot of scent up in here she's going to check out, and she's always got this knowing where I'm at. I don't need her coming back to me until I call her. So I like how she ranges like that. Let her go out and explore. But then, don't let it always be out and explore. At times, we got to call her back. Good girl. I start moving, she tends to come back and check in. Good. But I don't need her checking in all the time. I don't need her out on her own all the time. I need a mix of it. So we're starting that now. And it's, again, that podcast that we recorded, you'll get a lot more out of that. But it's a lot about developing a trust with her and having faith in what she's going to do and her having faith in what I'm doing. Ben, you can move forward because we're going to go down this way. Because I know I'm going to have to retrain my mind with her. Part of how I'm going to have to retrain my mind in working with her goes back to this last fall when I hunted with a friend of mine that has a Northwoods dog as well, and one of the things that he told me that has stuck, but it's stuck in my head but not necessarily in my feet, is the idea of when the dog's moving, you're standing still. When the dog stops, you move. So that's opposite of what I do naturally. When the dog stops, I want to stop and look at her. When the dog's moving, I feel like I need to move with her. So it's the opposite. So I'm trying to get my mind trained to that now. So I'm going to move in a direction, and I don't want her necessarily to feel like she's a Labrador and have to be at heel. Not right now. She's loose. She's able to explore. When I put her on a lead, I want her to understand, I got to be by your side now. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And honestly, I don't know that I've done that good of a job doing this yet. I feel like this has been an eye-opener from a hunt that we did over the dog last week, and I realized like we didn't do a very good job of like moving with the dog. We watched the dog all the time and we shadowed it, where now I love that. That's where I want you on, Ben. I want you to be filming that stuff. So she just gets her nose up and she catches wind and she wants to work into that cover and she gets kind of excited about that. That's what I'm looking for. So I stand still and let her do her thing. But I need to get better at realizing it's the opposite cadence of what I'm used to. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, let's go. So I do feel like we're working a little bit on range, establishing range and connection within a range, but at the same time, I feel like it's nice to see. I think it's gonna, I just assume it's gonna naturally expand as she develops more confidence, and I'm quite certain that'll happen. So we'll just let it happen slowly. But I always pay attention, like how far out does she go before she stops? She gets about 25 yards and then she decides, I'm going to check stuff out here or I'm going to go back to him. It's really repetitious when you pay attention to it. She goes out to a distance, she explores a little bit, comes back, runs past me, goes back, checks a little bit, wants to know what's next. And I move forward, she'll charge out a little ways. She'll get out so far and then she'll go, okay, now I'm going to just search around a little bit. Good girl. Good girl. Now you got to remember, there's not a lot for her to smell either. Like we're doing this in an area that's not full of bird scent. Like a lot of this training early on, all of my training early on is no birds. Now we're going to get to that, but we're just not there yet. So I actually like the idea of kind of shaping some of the stuff that I'm going to want from a behavior standpoint prior to birds. Now I'm hoping Ben's on her because there's some real pretty stuff. She's exploring with the nose. She's curious about stuff. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Now we'll just go back. Good girl. Good dog. Nice little short recall. Come here. Good. Good. Here. I don't want it to be just buzz by. I want it to be come in and let's make this a little official. Good job. Good job. All right, let's go. If you can't get them to recall in relatively mild distractions, we won't stand a chance when it gets to be real distractions. Now, these I call mild distractions. These were major distractions a few weeks ago. Like, hell, I had a hard time getting her to come to me in a room, an empty room with nothing in it. Now we're outside, we got all this area, all these smells relative to what we used to be working in. But recall, that habit of recall, is pretty strong. That whistle is pretty powerful to her. All right, let's go, come on, let's go. But I'll do this type of a drill or a session, if you will. I'll do it for 25, 30 minutes and make just a big loop around our property. And now that that pheasant's around, eventually we're gonna bump into him and she's gonna go, wow, what the hell is that? In a few months, we're gonna have 150 pheasants released at a time, and she's gonna put her nose on some birds. In a few weeks, we're going to be taking her up north and walking her through the woods, and woodcock are going to be coming back, and she's gonna be exposed to some stuff, and we're just going to see how she handles it. There's some construction or something going on there, and I love it because she's not freaking out about the noise. If you recall, there's going to be an episode here before this that I filmed by myself with the phone, and a plane flew over a long ways away, and she ran. She took off for the house because of that noise. That noise right there would have sent her running for the kennel. Now she gets out there, I'm just going to let her do her thing. She hears the geese. Good. All right, let's go. Let's go. Good girl. That whistle doesn't necessarily mean come back. That means let's keep moving. So we're imprinting some turns. That's how I turn my flushing dogs. Beep, beep. We're going in another direction. Beep, beep. We're going in another direction. Just did it with her. Come on, let's go. Good girl. Now, one difference, we'll let Ben catch up. One difference that you're going to see in today's session is, and it's due to her maturing a little bit. We're layering on some stuff. A couple weeks ago, I would not have done this, where we do a free run, work her on this range and quarter and recall to the whistle and that kind of stuff, and then go and put her on a leash and ask her to heel well. Today we're going to, only because heeling is going really well. She's getting very good at it. Recall is getting very good. She's getting pretty good at it. The range thing is progressing just as nice as I think it needs to. So we've got like 4 or 5 skills that are going pretty good. We're starting to connect them and layer them into a session together. So we go from go ahead and run to come into heel position. So we're gonna just walk her down to the shop. I'm gonna grab my leash. I'm gonna put her on the lead, and then we're gonna go right into heel work, without the idea of separating that skill and then putting her in her kennel and letting her think about it, letting it soak in. I do that with everything early on, and then I start adding, and we're taking like a ball handling drill if you're a basketball player, and now we're adding it to dribble up and pass. Well, we did passing drills by themselves, we did dribbling by themselves. Now we're taking a dribbling drill and a passing drill, and we're combining it together. It's just adding a little bit of layers to the training, which is what we're going to do the entire time with her. But she'll let me know if we go too fast. She'll let me know if we add too much. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so I grabbed the leash. Now, came in, and look at her now. She's pretty excited. She sees this. I don't mind her wanting the idea of this. What I think is risky is her avoiding, running off, not wanting to be involved with this thing. So come here. Come here. Good girl. Good. So I'm not in a hurry to catch her. Come on, come on, come on. I don't want to snag her and grab a hold of her. Hey, 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 come on. Good. Good. Come here. This is why when we do recall, I want a conclusion. I want her to come. I don't want her to just buzz by me. I want her to come in. Come on. So when she does that, I leave her. Come here. Come on. Come here. I want conclusion. I want it to come to an end. I want to pet you. I want you to be here. If you were my lab, I'd tell you to sit down. We haven't been working on that. Come here. Come on. So we need to improve on this. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here. 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 No. Come on. Now this is the opposite of what we were just working on. Come on. Here. 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 Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Here. 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 Good. No. Good. Good job. This is conclusion. Good. That is what I wanted you to do. I about wanted to take you and punt you before when you were running past me. But I'm not now. You're here. Good. I'm going to put the lead on you. Don't do that. Now the thing that I think helped me there was as I went along that edge, all she wanted to do was go into the cover. Go into there, go into there, go into there. And I don't want to discourage that, but it's the opposite of what I'm looking for. So instead of continuing to try to go down here and watch her go in there, watch her go in there, I came to a spot that there's not a lot around me. And I got down. So if she wanted to blow me off, she'd have to go kind of a ways over there or kind of a ways over there. Instead of being right on the edge of that cover, it's way easier for her to be 2 arms length away, too far. So I went into the center of a desert. There wasn't a lot there. So, and it worked. So when she came to me, she realized, I really don't have a lot to fool around with. He's down on the ground, I'll finish. And she totally body language changed there and came in and totally gave in to me. Said, I'll curl up with you, I'll cuddle with you. So good, heel. We'll heel back towards Ben. Now, a lot has changed here. Now you're under control and I'm asking you to stay with me. This is the first time I put her on an adjustable leader, which is this collar lead combination. So it feels funny to me. I'm used to it being like this, because this used to connect right at her neck. So this is gonna take, so I gotta adjust my hand. I gotta get a new feel for this. I'm gonna move this hand up a little bit. I'm gonna probably take this and roll this up because I don't like a lot of extra. Good. Now, the thing that, Logan, what I want you to see is this stopper. That's adjustable. I want that loose enough that there's zero pressure when that ring touches it. And then when I put the pressure on it, it tightens up. And then it releases. That's a 0 for her. Now she's going to start to feel 0. And she's going to start to feel 10. 10 means correction. 10 means change your behavior. So I'm going to have to figure out how much pressure it is with this compared to what she was using with that flat collar. That flat collar was constant feel. It felt tighter when I pulled it, but it never really truly released to 0. That's why I like to get away from flat. I like a flat collar to start out with, because this is too much to be tightening and loosening, tightening and loosening. Now I can turn it on and off, and she understands where the position should be to be off. Like, she understands where heel is. You watch the last few episodes. She's gotten pretty good at it. Now she's going to start to understand that means 0 pressure. When I say 0, the only weight she's feeling is on the back of her neck. And that's just simply wearing the collar. Heel. But she understands where she should be compared to when we first started this. When she first started this with a flat collar, she didn't know where she should be, so it wasn't really fair to me to put pressure on and off because it didn't mean much to her. Now that she understands where the position is, pressure on means something when she's out of position. Pressure off means something when she's in position. Good. Heel. Now, I also have to remember, like, performance-wise, How's she gonna do right now? I'm not sure. But I changed things. First time with this collar, feels different to her. She's doing just fine with it. First time we've done this transitional training of go run and be free and recall with me. That's one session. Now session number 2 is immediately go to heel. So I'm asking her to do a lot of stuff right now. And the session's gone pretty long. I would guess that this session is going to be a lot longer start to finish than our normal heel ones. If you watch the last 3, 4, 5 episodes where all we did was heel, I bet you this is 10 minutes longer today. Because we spent 10 to 15 minutes running her through the field. That was a bad turn on my part because I'm talking to the camera. I gotta pay attention here. Move your feet. Good. Good. Move your feet. Nice loose lead. Good. Good girl. Now I'm going to turn into her. Good. Very nice. Excellent. I'm going to stop right there and let her sink that in a little bit. Very nicely done. Good. Heel. I'm requiring her to think an awful lot right now because she's got a little bit of a free spirit in her mind after what we just did. And now I'm saying, now come back, reel that wildness down and focus. But what she's showing me is she's capable of doing it. And that's what we're working towards with her, is staying connected with me. At times the connection might mean physically you're at a distance. At times it might be you're right in heel position. Move. Noise distracts her. Move. 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 Don't let the rooster screw you up. Good. Good. That rooster crows over there, and that broke her attention. Broke her focus from me. She got out of position. Good. I want to slide this a little bit. It's sliding down too far. I want it on her shoulder, not in the front of her throat. Good. Good. Heel. Good. Good. Rooster crows and it breaks her thought, breaks her process there. So we want to work through that. Good. Come on. Good. Finish right there. Good. Let her think about that one. I was talking about, I don't want this down here because it's hard for me to give a good correction. I want it here on the shoulder, because now it's 0 and it's easier for me to correct. If it's down too far, it doesn't correct as well because it has to swing around before it actually can tighten. Heel. Here comes a car. This is going to be perfect. She gets an antsy with the cars. So I'm going to walk towards it. Ooh, UPS. Really letting her rip. You're fine. You're fine. UPS driver's surprised to have a camera crew on him when he's spinning, whipping shitties in my driveway. Easy, easy, come on. Easy, easy. You're fine. Easy. Watch your feet, you'll get stepped on. Easy. Good. Big day today for her. Good. That really throws her off, especially when he's flooring it on our road. Good. Good. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Am I in a movie?
Yeah. Movie star, buddy. Yeah. I can smell the brakes on that thing. You smell that? Drives me like a rented mule. Good. This is a real good lesson. Now when he starts that thing up, she's gonna panic again. Good.
Make sure he knows that.
Good. Good. Now I know it's coming. You're fine. Good girl. All right, heel. Good dog. Come on. Good girl. There. So take advantage of a chance to learn there. You know, the guys will edit that up a little bit. Boy, he really, fuel prices don't affect his driving, does it? Wow. Let her rip. Great opportunity. We know that she's nervous about stuff like that. We know what bothers her. So take advantage of it. It added a little bit of time. Makes this a little bit longer. The value is well worth it. That extra 3-4 minutes. And then have her come out of that and make her think again. Boy, what a big day for her, really. You want to talk about resting? She's going to rest really well after this session. That's a good dog. So what I don't want to do at this point is let her off the lead and let her go free run. And quite honestly, after thinking about it now, it probably wouldn't. My original thought was heel her first, then let her do some recall and run off and explore. It's probably more beneficial for me to do it the opposite, where I let that freedom stuff go first and then reeled her in, and by the end of the session she's under a lot of control. So the best way for me to end this now is not to release her again and let that stuff just kind of come out of her. I would rather have her dialed tighter, 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 tighter as far as the control and focus at the end, and then put her into a kennel. So what I'll end up doing now is these guys will stay down here at the shop. I'll give them the mic and everything. I'll heel her back up to the house. I'm not going to work on many turns. I'm not going to allow it to be sloppy, but we'll go pretty direct all the way up to the house, under control. I might stop a couple times because it's a walk up there. Let her stop with me, and then bring her in the house, and then put her up, and then let her kind of digest that and let that kind of settle in. So good session. Really, the good in this session that really jumps out to me is, like, her performance wasn't bad, but that's not what gets me excited. What gets me excited is her performance was probably less than perfect, but under the conditions of adding so many things on top of each other today, I thought all in all she did pretty damn good. So she was maybe 80% good, but she was 80% good through a lot of different things that we used to be focusing on just that one thing. And she used to be 80% good at it then. If she's 80% good at it when it's just one thing, you can't add 3 or 4 other things to it, because all of a sudden 80% is going to be 40%. And then you're 40% on 3 things, that's not a good session. You're not gaining a whole lot there. Instead, focus on getting 80% to 100% 3 or 4 days in a row, and then add it to the next thing that she was 100% 3 or 4. And now all of a sudden you're down to 80% for those couple things, but we'll work on continuing to add these layers in, and pretty soon she'll go through this little routine like it's nothing. Well, then we got to start adding some more things to it, and adding some more opportunities for progress and development. So I thought, all in all, I think it's a very good session. So that's it for today.